Hi again, everybody. So this is the next video that we're going to do, and this is my daughter's bedroom. So hopefully we can show you a few more things that might be a little bit helpful to someone somewhere along the line. So again, this is my daughter's bedroom. So if you have watched our video on the bathroom, that's the door to the bathroom. And up in the ceiling, we have our track that is running through from our bathroom and comes all the way around and lands right above my daughter's bed. And that's where we have our lift sitting right now. My daughter's bed, I'll see if I can back up a little bit so you guys can kind of get a look at it. It is actually a hospital bed, so one that was donated to us from an old age home. And it's just sort of an older model, very standard bed. The problem that we had with it when we got it was the way that the rails were on it. It was designed for an adult, and there were gaps where my daughter could just wiggle right out. So we wanted to make it a little more secure for her. So my dad built this frame that kind of goes all the way around it. And it has this gate that goes up with locks that slide in on both sides so that it keeps her in nice and safe. My daughter has dystonia, so she kind of flails around a lot, and we were finding that she was occasionally bruising her hands or her knees on the edge of the bed. So that's when we decided to add this padding. So we just kind of put some padding. Under here are my magic pool noodles that I use for everything. And then just some foam. And then we just got some of this easy white material and just basically just got a stapler and just stapled it on. So that's kind of what we've been doing, and it's been working out quite well. So it does have the controls, so we can get the bed to go up and down to whatever height we need it at, depending on who's doing the lifts. And then we can get, you know, the back to come up or the feet to come up. When my daughter is sick, she needs to be propped up. Maybe in another video I will show you the maternity pillow that we use that stops my daughter from sliding when she's in bed, because she doesn't have anything that really stops her from sliding. So we got a U-shaped maternity pillow, and that's what we put in bed to stop her from sliding when her head is elevated in this bed. The other thing that I'd like to show you in my daughter's closet, or in my daughter's room, is her closet. So on the way over, I'll show you that that's one of our plugins that is elevated much higher than a standard plug-in so that we can have it at a level that's accessible for my daughter. My daughter's closet is open, so it does not have doors on it. We basically just made sort of an alcove for her, kind of notched it out. That's the door to get outside. The reason that we did that was because the biggest thing that we needed for my daughter was a parking lot for her equipment. So right now we have her manual chair there, we have her commode there, we have a big gap that we use for her power chair. She also has a walker that usually gets wedged in behind the manual chair. And before we got our power standing chair, we also had a standing frame kind of all crammed in here. So lots and lots of equipment that I know many parents have this issue. So this is how we've dealt with it. So we kind of have the parking lot underneath. And then we have this kind of a double shelf that allows us to kind of fit in all the pieces that we need. So all the trays for all the different pieces of equipment are in there. We've got transfer belts in there. We've got the sling for the lift in there. We've got the knee blocks for my daughter's standing chair, and that kind of thing. So all that equipment kind of goes right up to that level. And then at the top is her just standard closet. So her shoes, her clothes, you know, other kind of nicky nackies and things that we have. I can reach the bar myself. One of the workers that we have is a little bit shorter than I am. So my dad made this handy dandy little stool that kind of acts as, you know, the way for us to access clothes for somebody who can't quite reach up as high as I can reach. But it's just been amazing in terms of, you know, being able to put, you know, her equipment somewhere and to have somewhere to store all of the bits and pieces for the equipment as well. The only other storage that we have for my daughter is this unit over here. The good thing about this is all of these, this is from IKEA. These come straight out. So if you want to move this somewhere, this happens to have all my daughter's summer clothes in them. You can take it somewhere else. We've got these that have my daughter's suction equipment and respiratory equipment in another room. And if we need to swap them out so that they're in here, we can do that. This little alcove is for my daughter's cochlear implants. She's got a battery charger there, and then drying cases that her cochlear implants have to go in overnight, as well as a whole bunch of little bits and pieces that come with her cochlear implants. So we keep them all kind of in one little alcove there. I think that's about it in her bedroom. If you guys have any questions, please do not be afraid to ask. Again, hopefully that is helpful to someone. The only other thing I was going to mention is, so in this room we have just our standard light switches, but in some of the other rooms that we do have motion sensor lights. I know some parents were asking about what to do for kids who aren't able to reach light switches or don't have the dexterity to use light switches. So this is one option. These decor lights are much easier to touch. It's just a touch, so my daughter is able to operate these ones as opposed to a standard toggle, which is a little harder for them to operate sometimes. The other option is to switch out light switches like this for motion sensor ones. So as soon as the kid comes in the room, it turns the light on, and then they don't have to touch it at all. All right, hopefully that helps. Thanks, guys.